The new hit list on iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Angelina, with one of my faves, Tate McRae.
Hello.
Amazing. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm obsessed. I just watched the sports car music video.
Oh my God.
Ickney.
Ugh.
So many questions. Well, let's start with the song first, because you have the iconic Pussycat Dolls sample. How did that come about?
It's actually not a sample, but it was very influenced by that time of music. It's yeah, I mean honestly we kind of came in the room and my producer Grant just had this beat lined up and we had already written like a song that day and we're like, let's just try for another random song. And Julia Michaels was writing the song with me and she was like, I have this random idea. I want a girl to try and reference the Yin Yang twins, like their whisper song. So we were in the studio and we're like, okay, let's try and see if we can get a whisper chorus. And we ended up coming up with Sports Car.
That's crazy. I did not know that. That's pretty cool. The music video is so dope. I love all the looks. The leopard
Thank
was probably
you.
my favorite, but which one's your favorite?
Mine too. I've had that corset actually saved in my mood board for years. So when Brett, my stylist, pulled it out, I was just like, this is insane. It's so exciting.
So far, tell me the inspiration behind the music video, how you came about that.
Well, I mean, obviously this song, I feel like I was like, this visual needs to be very tasteful for the song. And I wanted it to not have anything to do with a sports car at all. I think what we really wanted to do was just really trying to narrow in on the fashion pieces and get as many archival and runway looks as we can. We ended up having like the most ambitious day ever of 12 looks. It was the longest day of all time. But it was just that idea of for the first time, I was able to be the watcher and the viewer of myself and all these different renditions and versions of myself. And uh, to me, it was just kind of about taking back the power of everyone always getting to view me and finally getting to just view myself first and then getting to pass it over to everyone else.
I love that. Was there any inspirations that you had in mind, or was this kind of all you and your team brainstorming these looks?
Yeah, I mean, Bardia came up with, we were just kind of in this brainstorm of how many different looks we can uh, do and what range are we trying to go between. So, and how like different can we make them. And so we just started planning out like 20 looks and seeing which ones were even possible. And um, he just had all these different visual references and mood boards.
That's awesome. Yeah, the leopard one was for sure my favorite, but I have to ask about those insane heels.
Oh my God.
Were those actual heels? Did you even walk in those? Like, what is it?
The long, long ones. Okay, those I had to get up on a ladder. I had to go up a ladder and then balance. And if I would have fallen, it would have been the worst thing ever. But I was up there for like 5 minutes until my legs started to cramp and then I had to get down.
Okay, I mean, those are definitely giving, but I was like, oh my gosh, like, how did she even get on those?
They were crazy.
Just for that. Like,
We were just like, let's see what happens.
no, that one was definitely dope. Also, congratulations, because you're nominated for 6 iHeartRadio Music Award nominations, including Best Pop Artist of the Year. How does that feel?
I mean, so amazing. I feel like I've just been working, putting my head down and working and been on tour all year and writing my ass off. So obviously it feels very cool to be recognized.
Like rewarding, right? Like, okay, this is
Yeah,
not
it's
the way I want it to. So what dropping on the 21st February? Why that's a title for the album?
um I think for every album, I always say this, I feel like I kind of have to go through some sort of life epiphany and figure out like what the hell what my message is of the year and where I'm at in my life. And I think as a 21-year-old woman, I was realizing that in relationships and in my career, sometimes life can feel like this like never-ending loop, where you're always wanting more and always working towards more and always never satisfied with yourself. Um, and I think that I just like realized I was like, oh, like by 21, I thought I would have everything kind of like figured out by now. And I clearly don't. But it's just this constant cycle in life. And I thought that was like an interesting approach to my writing sessions and a good I feel like it perfectly summed up how I was feeling at this like year in my life.
And it's such a great message because I do feel like, once you accomplish one thing, it's like, well, now I want to do these 10 other things.
Of course, and this industry is never ending. I mean,
Right.
you can always work. You can always do something else. Like you don't just like go home at night and it's like over. It's like you can always be doing something, and that can sometimes be a great thing and also a not so great thing mentally.
Right. No, I love that. Last time I talked to you, I remember you said you were entering like your savage era, sad girl era in the past. I feel like sports car is really sexy. What could fans expect on this album? Like, would you say you're entering a new era?
Yeah. I would say these lyrics are like I will say I think my fans will be pretty shocked by some of the lyrics. I'm very brutally honest. Like there's no filter on a lot of these songs, and a lot of them have some very deep messages that I've been like really nervous to like talk about, and I have been saying like the feelings of being a woman for the first time and being perceived by that many people on the internet is a very mind-numbing thing. Um and I wrote a lot of music about that. So it's I'm curious to see what they think. It'll be fun.
I'm excited. I mean, even with sports car alone, I could just tell, not even just like, oh, this is like really sexy or whatever, but I can tell like everything's just elevated for you, even just with this one song and music video. So I'm definitely excited for the album. And the tour is sold out.
I know.
You're gonna be at Chase Center, San Francisco, which is like such a beautiful arena. And it's great. I just saw you. I think it was Bill Graham. I remember it was a smaller venue for sure.
Yeah.
And it was crazy to me. I mean, obviously, we all know your choreography is always going to hit, but there was one part where you're like literally in the stands and you run all the way backstage to the stage and then like go full choreography. I was like, oh, the stamina is insane.
Yeah, I'm gonna puke there.
And so, what can fans expect on this upcoming tour? I mean, obviously, we got a bigger arena tour.
Yeah, I mean it's my first time doing arenas. I mean, I literally thought no one was gonna show up, so I'm was the day that it sold out, which was the morning that it got released. I think like an hour later, it was like all sold out, which is just like the my biggest dream of all time. So I think obviously I want to just make it the best show ever. I want to we've already started meetings and stuff and crafting the show. So I'm very excited to see what we can do with these venues.
Amazing. Well, I'll definitely be at the show. Hopefully, you can stop when you're here in San Francisco. But I'm looking forward to everything for you. I mean, I could just tell this is a new era you're entering. Album dropping on the 21st, so close to what? Any other message that you have for your fans?
I don't think so. Stay tuned for the album, and I'm excited to see you soon.
Period. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See ya.